Does the legacy of KOSP live on? Flamingo is a very new ROM for the 7 series, but many will recognise its previous incarnation. The biggest change here is the underlying software, KOSP being based on Android open source project, while Flamingo is based on Code Aurora forums. CAF ROMs are similar to AOSP ones, but the base software generally comes directly from Qualcomm, or Qualcomm devices. This allegedly provides some under-the-hood efficiencies and performance benefits. So with that, I've been running with Flamingo as my daily driver for 3 weeks now to see how things feel. As always with my OnePlus, I need to start off with how amazing the full, uninterrupted display feels, even years later. I had little issue viewing that display too, as the auto brightness generally has been on point. It did have occasional dips while scrolling, but it would usually work out the right levels after a brief pause. Being able to add the brightness slider to the quick settings also takes much of the frustration out of the adjustments while it's still learning. Auto rotate has given me no issues either, since it's off by default, saving me the headache. We do get a button in the bottom left when it detects a rotation though, which I feel is the best option overall until the function gets smarter. While still around the front, the fingerprint performance on Flamingo has been surprisingly good, with reliability I don't see on many custom ROMs. It did take some time though, as performance initially was flawless, which then went through the floor. But after sticking with it for 2 weeks, I was again floored by the performance. I have occasionally had a prompt for manual input when trying with the fingerprint, but this has still been far less than my Pixel. Overall device performance has felt great. I haven't really noticed it being any quicker than KOSP, but it's not like the performance was lacking there anyway. It does manage to chalk up above average 7T Pro scores in Geekbench 5 though, and gives me nothing to worry about in the throttling benchmark. RAM management has also been spot on, not closing any background tasks and keeping VPN and wearable apps chugging along, even with their persistent notifications hidden. Running through an 8-hour test of the Don't Kill My App benchmark also yielded a perfect score. Feature-wise, Flamingo has a Goldilocks quality to it. No kitchen sink, but not an empty shell. Like KOSP before it, all my favourite tweaks are still here, like the ability to streamline the status bar, adjust the quick settings, full edge-like control, OnePlus and other gestures, original quality Google Photos uploads, call screening, and more. Monet Engine, of course, lets you select any one colour for your theme, but unfortunately, it does clash with the wallpaper and style settings, rendering Google's suggested palette redundant. It is a bit more versatile though, and boasts the ability to change the theme brightness. A subtle change in light theme, but in dark, this allows you to customize the overall darkness, ranging from AMOLED black to dark grey. I'd personally like it somewhere in between. Another cool feature is the inclusion of the Lawnchair launcher, one of the best custom launchers around. Lawnchair is extremely customizable and packs a huge range of features like the at-a-glance widget that is arguably more functional than Google's. With so many toggles and switches, it really lets you customize your look and feel, being able to tweak gestures, folders, recents, and more. It even includes an app hide feature, which breaks down a little, since Flamingo also includes this, causing some conflict. Lastly, for notable features, we have an always-on display, but while an excellent inclusion, it's unfortunately best left turned off. While general battery performance has been fantastic, the use of the always-on display tended to make things a bit miserable, barely making it through the day and usually running dry after 15 hours off charge with 3.5 hours of screen on time. Turning the always-on display off though extended this comfortably, getting through my 16-hour days with 4.5 hours of screen on time and still leaving 30 to 40% in the tank. With some recent overnight work, this thing was even able to keep going for over 24 hours, with over 5 hours of screen on time. even with my degrading battery. If you did need more time than that though, warp charge works fine here too, which brought my device from 4 to 94% in an hour. As for the other important stuff for daily drivers, I get L1 Widevine certification, so videos are looking fine, and I had no issues with Microsoft Teams or banking apps. I did initially have some Google Pay issues, with the device not doing anything when tapped, but this was resolved when I moved to the latest update. There was also no mention of this on the support threads, so I expect this was a quirk unique to me. Something that I have seen mentioned a few times though, is the old Qualcomm crash dump mode, which I get pretty much anytime I turn the device off. It doesn't look to be a cause of a concern so far though, as you can just power off with the volume up, down and power keys together, then boot up as normal. Lastly, the included camera app is just the standard stock one, which is just fine in a pinch, but GCAM is a better choice. Interestingly, this was another sore spot for me back on KOSP, as GCAM didn't function properly. But shots have been great on Flamingo, offering greater detail, especially in lower light. With more features, better battery life, excellent performance, and no major deal breakers, this ROM might be the new top dog for the 7 series. There are a few quirks here and there that still need to be worked through though, but Flamingo is definitely worth trying. Even more so to stay as far away from ColorOS as you can. And with devs already working on an Android 13 update, this one is worth keeping an eye on. Cheers for watching guys. If you found this helpful, a like would really go a long way. While you're here, why not check out one of my other 7 series ROM reviews? Until next time, take it easy, stay casual.